So you played recently?
Oh, about a year ago. I was working in Los Angeles.
I hear the London office is very good, too. Sounds like a lot of fantasy role-playing nonsense.
You want to know what it is? What it's all about?
Hey there folks, Mike for CMCC Builds here to intro a new series, one I'm incredibly excited for and something I don't think I've ever seen in the RPG YouTube optimization community. This is something I've been considering for years now, even before my channel existed. When you come across a new build, or when you need to roll up a new character for your next campaign, if you're anything like me, you start checking out a variety of builds and a multitude of archetypes. You just played a wizard, okay, maybe go full martial next time. Is that too drastic of a change? Maybe a half caster. Okay, which one? Artificer? Already went down the intelligence rabbit hole with wizard. Ranger, you played that 2 characters ago? Okay, paladin then. Sure, maybe. That new subclass seems fun, but does it fit your playstyle and do the mechanics fit the idea you have for your character and background? You give it a read, okay. Now I have an idea what's going on, but how does it actually play? How do these interactions actually work once you're sitting at the table? Right now you have a few options. Ask someone who's played the character already, or a build similar to the one you want to try, but that's secondhand. You don't get to experience the build for yourself. You don't see it in action. To that end, you can fire up a live play stream like Critical Role or Dimension 20. I hope they're playing one of the subclasses you're interested in. If not, you better find one that does, if it exists. And then I hope you have literally hundreds of hours to invest into the life of that character as the show plays out. That's completely unrealistic if you want to see a build in action right now. And your final option is simply to play the build yourself or let someone else play it at your table. You want to see how that level 18 feature works? Give it a year plus, you'll find out. This has always bothered me. In addition to D&D, I've played a lot of Magic the Gathering, going all the way back to 94, 95, somewhere in there. Yeah, I missed Alpha by like a year and a half. That still stings. One of the great things about modern MTG is that you have all these great streamers and YouTubers, people like Reed Duke, Andrea Mengucci, Aspiring Spike, LSV, and many, many others. And what they do, generally, is conduct a 10 to 15 minute deck tech at the start of their videos, followed by 1 to 2 hours of gameplay, usually in a daily event or something like that. This way you can learn what the deck is, how it's meant to function, and then you can see it in action for yourself. Does it work as advertised? Are there other interactions that were missed in the tech portion? Weaknesses that were glossed over? You don't know until you've played or seen it played. It should also be noted that when you watch strong players pilot a deck, that makes you a better player. This isn't unique to Magic. If you want to get better at any activity, doing the activity is not good enough. You need to see people better than you in action and learn from them. Failing in role-playing games can make for some really exciting, fun, and even hilarious situations. The cast of Critical Role have mastered this and do it all the time. Making mistakes, especially in combat, however, tends to not be fun, especially when it actively screws over another player. It can actually feel pretty bad. The only thing I can compare it to is if you played blackjack and the odds say you very clearly should stay and instead you hit because you're not looking at the odds or you don't know or you don't care. The dealer tosses you a card and you bust, and that card ends up being the card the very next player, someone who knows what they're doing, needed to win. So by misplaying, you've actively caused yourself and someone else to lose. It's not a great feeling. This can very easily happen in D&D. The wizard throws up a hypnotic pattern, the enemies can't move unless woken by an attack or other means. Instead of focusing on the non-hypnotized enemies, the new guy attacks the easy target, doesn't kill them, instead wakes them up just in time for their next turn, and the enemy attacks the wizard, breaking concentration on the spell, causing everyone to wake up. Whoops. You learn by playing, but more specifically watching other better people play. So how do we do all of that in a manageable video length? With help from several strong optimizers and players, we have designed an array of encounters, built maps, and brainstormed setups with the goal of creating the most accessible glimpse at the optimized builds on this channel. The builds will be piloted by strong players and put through rigorous challenges at various levels. Those scenarios may be combat or non-combat interactions. It may require skill checks or creative thinking. Nothing is out of bounds in that sense. Characters will be tested at levels 6, 10, 14, and 18, although specific videos may feature only 1 or 2 of those levels. And when I say rigorous challenges, I'm not kidding. Each level will be balanced for 9 main encounters with potential for even more based on character actions. And no, characters can't just one and done combat by taking a long rest after each encounter. There will be a ticking clock, eliminating the possibility for long rests and limiting the availability of short rests. Further reducing short rests will be the difficulty in finding ways and places to achieve a safe short rest. I want to be clear what this is not. This is not meant to be a live play situation. I'm trying to condense numerous sessions into relatively short videos to demonstrate how a specific build plays over the course of the entire build. This is not people sitting around a table role-playing. If you want to see that, watch Critical Role or Dimension 20 or any of the dozen other live streams or one-shots and campaigns out there. This will also not be a solo mission or an adventure with an optimized party. The goal here is to highlight a specific build. To that end, we will employ the sidekick rules from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. The main character will bring along 2 sidekicks from each of the categories that the player's build does not belong to. In other words, if a fighter build is being tested, a fighter belongs to the martial category, so a sidekick from the expert class and a sidekick from the spellcaster class will support that primary character. The sidekicks are significantly weaker than standard builds using regular classes and subclasses, even at the same level. That may seem like a negative, but when the goal is to feature a single build and not the entire party, this appears to be the best way to make that happen. So I hope you'll join me for my next video where we'll take a stroll with the nuclear wizard through flooded catacombs, wandering undead, aberrations, monstrosities, and a blasphemous mind flayer for the first of what I hope to be many videos of the Gauntlet.